How's it going, everybody? The first round of the NFL draft is in the books, and there were certainly some surprises. I'm just going to start off by going over the first round in entirety real quick. Then I'll get into the Packers pick. So obviously, no surprises within the first four, really. I guess you could even say first five. However, I did expect a trade up for J.J. McCarthy around five, and then when that didn't happen, I expected him to go six to the Giants. Um, But yeah, the first big surprise is Michael Penix going at eight. They just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal, and now you're drafting a already older quarterback. I mean, Penix is already 24 years old. So if you're going to make him sit for 4 years, he's going to be 28 by the time he touches the field, which just doesn't make sense to me. Um, I know they wanted a quarterback, but I kind of expected that to be maybe like a third or fourth round guy, or maybe even a guy next year where they can develop for a year or two. But just that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Then obviously the Vikings did technically trade up for McCarthy, but it was only one pick. I'm not exactly sure why they did that because I don't think the Jets were going to be drafting him. So you know, just it felt very weird. Like the Raiders took Brock Bowers, which I know Brock Bowers is a very good player, but they already have Michael Mayer. They drafted him last year. So there's just a lot of weird picks. Dallas Turner fell all the way to 17. Vikings traded up to get him. Um, Nothing too crazy. I mean, the corners fell like crazy. The first corner was Quinion Mitchell going at 22. As a Packers fan, and I see all these corners dropping, I'm like, holy crap, we might get to pick whoever we want. Then the Eagles get Quinion Mitchell, and then once I saw the Lions trade up to jump us, I'm like, yeah, they're going corner. So then at 25, obviously, I was honestly very surprised. My initial reaction was like, you've got to be kidding me. Because I'm like, Nate Wiggins is on the board, Cooper DeJean's on the board. And then I was thinking maybe even go Graham Barton if you're going to go O-line. I was not expecting Jordan Morgan at all. Um, I'll get into him in a second. Let's just quickly go through the rest of this. Obviously, like Graham Barton goes 26 right after him. And then you got a bunch of trade ups here at the end. You got Chiefs trade up with the Bills, draft Xavier Worthy. Then Dallas moved back, obviously, with Detroit and got Tyler Guyton. And then the pair of interesting picks at the end here with Ricky Persall going to San Francisco and Xavier Legette going to the Panthers. Um, Xavier Legette's a good player. I just kind of would have expected one of those two teams to go with Adonai Mitchell. But now with the Bills starting off the second round, I think that's probably where they will go. There are rumors that teams want to move up to 33, so they might trade back again. But um, yeah, a very interesting first round, to be fair. So let's see here. So this was what Bucky Brooks said. I'm just going to read this real quick. It says the pick reflects the sheer depth of this offensive tackle class. Morgan is an experienced player who will help protect Jordan Love and allow him to flourish in the pocket. So honestly, as a Packers fan, I was like, what are we doing? Like these corners fell. We should probably go DB. You can move Cooper DeJean's safety, pair him with Xavier McKinney, and you're set. But then, I mean, obviously tackle is somewhat of a need. Depends on how you feel about Rasheed Walker. Um, but it wasn't it's not a bad pick at all. I think it's a good pick actually. It was just surprising. Um, you could have gone Graham Barton, a guy who can play guard, center. But Jordan Morgan is another versatile guy. Like he can play tackle and guard, so he can play 4 out of the 5 positions on the offensive line, and that's what the Packers like to do. Obviously, you got Elton Jenkins who can play all 5 spots. You got Zach Tom who can play all 5 spots. So it's something the Packers like to do. So I'm not really surprised by the pick in hindsight, but um, yeah, at the time I was definitely very surprised. Um, Bill Belichick actually was on Pat McAfee's draft show, and he had a lot of good things to say about Jordan Morgan. So obviously that helped me feel a little bit better about it as well when greatest coach of all time, is complimenting the pick. So I think overall, Jordan Morgan will be a very good, very solid player, whether he starts day one or not. So I decided to quickly just pull up the clip of Bill Belichick talking about Jordan Morgan. It's very interesting, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So here we go.
If they want another tackle, let's see who's left up there.
Okay, so the Packers pick is in. It is officially the tackle out of Arizona.
Select Jordan Morgan.
Yeah. Hey, way to go.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Hey, that's a smart pick.
Smart.
Offensive lineman hit at a higher rate than any other position in the first round. That's smart play by Gutekunst.
Protect Jordan Love. Right, so but he's a left tackle all the way. He tore his ACL and then came back and played his senior year at Arizona last year for Jed Fish. And of course, Fish did a great job of that Arizona program, put him in the top 10 after being the worst team in college football when he took over in 2021. But Jordan is really a high-quality kid, very smart, good pass protector, very athletic, and he'll be he's a good football player. He's a left tackle, and so I don't think there's any doubt about that. And he just needs to get a little bit stronger in the lower body, but this is a good football player. He's got a good future.
You think he needs to relax a little bit over there? The Green Bay Packers fan, Mad Mel, you think maybe relax just a tiny bit?
Well, I'm just saying, what the problem is when you don't have a tackle. They don't grow on trees. I mean, these guys that are 6'5", 315 pounds that are really athletic, this draft has a bunch of them, so this isn't a bad time to take one. And he's a good player. Morgan's a good player.
Okay, so we saw the Packers go with the tackle.
I would say there's no way he was getting out of the first round. Okay. I think there were other teams that would have taken him if they didn't, so they probably,
Sounds like you like him a lot, is what that sounds like, Mad Mel. So maybe you're
making me feel a lot better.
Yeah, broken hand for no reason now.
So watching that clip made me feel a lot better as a Packers fan. Obviously, when Bill Belichick says a player's good, he's probably going to be good. Gives you a lot of hope for the future. But yeah, the only real concern about Jordan Morgan, I believe, is his arm length. He's not his arms are relatively short. But he is very versatile and very athletic. So I think he could end up just starting at left tackle right away for the Packers. But if he doesn't, he could end up maybe playing some right guard. Who knows? Elton Jenkins is likely going to be left guard. Zach Tom will probably be right tackle. So yeah, Jordan Morgan was a very surprising pick, though, all things considered. But he is a very good player. After taking a look at him a little bit, yeah, like right here, he's compared to Matthew Bergeron, Falcons guard. So I think Morgan could end up just sliding inside to play guard due to his arm length, but I don't think that's necessarily a guarantee. He could end up obviously staying at left tackle and being Jordan Love's blindside protector. And ultimately, I think what this pick came down to was simply his versatility, and maybe the Packers felt like those other DBs were just going to fall like in the second round, like Cooper DeJean did, and even Kool-Aid McKinstry will be in the second round. So if the Packers really want them, they can just trade up top second round there. So a lot of analysts think this pick was actually a pretty solid pick. He did tear his ACL in 2022. However, I believe he came back, played 2023 pretty well. So he should be good to go 2024. And hopefully he does give the Packers offensive line some stability with the loss of John Runyon. But yeah, obviously you're going to be paying Jordan Love a lot of money in the near future. So you want to get a guy who can keep him upright and keep him healthy. And Jordan Morgan is that type of guy. He can control guys on the line of scrimmage. And he's fast, so he can get over and protect faster edge rushers. So like where some slower guys are getting beat off the edge by guys like Micah Parsons and Kayvon Thibodeau, those type of edge rushers, he's able to get out there and prevent those guys from getting the edge quickly. But he does seemingly fail to secure backside cutoffs too frequently, as you can see here. Um, he can be developed, I think, a little bit more. But overall, he's a very solid run blocker and pass protector. If he does get developed more, I think he can become a top tackle. Maybe not top 5, but like top 10. Um, let's see what PFF had to say real quick. Smooth moving prospect whose best position in the NFL might be guard, like I mentioned. Um, he's got good balance and strength. I believe he has a very good base. I believe that's what Bill Belichick was talking about. Um, he's not super. I don't want to say he's not super big because he's not small. I believe he's a pretty solid size for a tackle. I believe he's 6'5". Looks like it said 325 there. But he seems like a very smart guy as well. So overall, I think this is a very good pick for the Packers. I think it's a safe pick. You never know what you're going to get with some corners, especially with, I guess, Cooper DeJean. You don't really know exactly where he's going to play yet. While I'm sure the Packers, if they were to draft him, they would know whether they're going to put him at corner safety. But yeah, I think this is a very safe pick. I think as long as the Packers can have a good day 2 with the 4 picks that they have, this pick will work out well. They probably still need to add to the secondary. I think a guy like Tyler Nubin at safety can help to pair with Xavier McKinney. Linebackers also a need. So I'm not mad at the pick. It just took me a little bit to understand it, I guess I would say. So not a bad first day for the Packers. Hopefully day 2 can be even better with the 4 picks that they've got. So yeah, that is my thoughts on Jordan Morgan. All right, well, that's what I've got for you guys today. If you enjoyed, share the video with your friends. Drop a like down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And I'm expecting to make 1 or 2 more draft videos as the draft progresses, as well as some more Brewers videos. So if you're interested in that, subscribe. And until next time, go Pack, go.